One day you go for a massage.
Indeed.
Obviously very stressed.
Yes.
And you strike up a really interesting conversation with the woman who's giving the therapy.
Yes.
And she says, you understand how business works.
Yes. And she says, why don't you go into the beauty industry? So at first I thought, she was joking. So, because, look at this face.
I can understand why she would have suggested, yeah.
Look at this face. I used to wash my face with soap, twice a week. So that,
Is that wrong?
Yeah, and even then sometimes I'd forget. So you can't do that. Soap's no good. I've learned that. Anyway, so we went into the beauty industry and had a look, and the opportunity was because there was no sort of branded chains. There was hundreds and hundreds of independent beauty salons out there, and there were no branded chains of any kind. The first question, obviously, at the time was, why not? What was the reason that no one had ever done this before? And I felt that it was worth looking at it. There was a gap in the business. I just wasn't quite sure that there was actually business in the gap.
Yeah.
That was the problem. And it took us 5 years of a lot of money and a lot of investment and a lot of hardship before we actually came right. And the first 5 years was all about brand building and not about making money.
Because, I made a joke at the beginning about people thinking, oh, nice ice cream shop. Why are they pulling hair out of people's faces?
Yes.
Where does the Sorbet brand name come from? Did you hire teams of consultants?
Yes, we did,
thought
in
it was a
fact.
good idea?
That's right. We went to a branding consultancy, and they asked us, what is your typical client or guest? We call them guests. What is the typical guest going to look like? And I told them it was kind of Willie's type customer, and she drove a BM, etc., all of those type of things. And then they came up with a list of names, and on that name was Sorbet. And I just loved that name because it reminded me of the ice cream. It was fresh, it was colorful, it was tantalizing, and I thought that we could change the look and feel of the beauty industry, which was traditionally quite sort of toned down and somber and dark and quiet and that sort of thing.
So Sorbet is born and has a 5-year birth, maybe a long labor, perhaps is the best way to put it. But also you've fundamentally changed the way in which people who go to salons look at salons.
Correct.
Your experience there is valuable in terms of the Kmart experience and then in terms of your labor relations experience, because you're saying, hold on a second, this is a wonderful opportunity to grow jobs in the country.
Yes, indeed, it was. And I think the issue really was that we were able to ultimately increase the size of the market, because there were a lot of people that now come to Sorbet salons that didn't used to go to a salon at all. It was perceived to be a luxury, a sort of a pampering type experience. Now it's more of a necessity for women and men, hopefully, in time to come. And we've increased the size of the market. We didn't really take business entirely away from our competitors. We just changed the way, as you say, the way people see the industry. And we've also expanded the sort of income level bracket of people coming to our salon. It used to be very upmarket. Now it's middle to upper. So we've made it a lot more accessible by all the stores that we have. And
there are now
128 as of today, yes.
128 in there. They're not all Sorbet. There's Sorbet Man. There's one Sorbet Man.
That's one Sorbet Man, a second one opening soon. And then we've got about 8 Sorbet dry bars. Those are the express hair salons that also offer nails. And then there's also the Candy & Co., which is our ethnic brand.
And how many Candy & Co.'s are there?
2 so far. We've just been piloting. That's a very exciting brand. We're looking at growing. If that one can take off, I'm sure it will be bigger than Sorbet ultimately.
Yeah, it's really interesting how this has evolved. Tell me how many nails you did last month?
96,000 nail treatments last month.
96,000 nail treatments, assuming everybody's got 10 nails.
960,000 nails.
960,000 nails, pedantically.
And I have no idea what it is about nails that women are so obsessed about it. I can tell you it's not about men. Because I don't know about you, but I've never seen guys standing around a braai, you know.
Have you seen her nails?
Yeah, and the woman walks past, they check that French manicure. You know, doesn't...
No. Yeah, there's something to it.